Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Our next guest has gone through more in one lifetime than most of us will ever have to endure. And what a champion. He lost his leg when he was just 9 years old. He survived cancer 3 times. But Michael Milton is proof that nothing will stop him. He's become one of the most decorated alpine skiers in Paralympic history. Tomorrow, he's heading off to prepare for the next Winter Games in February. They're in the beautiful, Milano Cortina in Italy. Michael joins us now. Hi, Michael.
Good morning, guys.
Great to have you on the show. We were just talking about your downhill ski record at 213 kilometres per hour. Is that for someone with one leg or is that for everyone?
That's an open world record for an athlete with a disability.
Right.
Sorry, a world record for an athlete with a disability and an open Australian record.
Okay.
So Australia's fastest ever skier.
Wow.
Michael, that sounds terrifying to me. Is it ever scary for you?
Absolutely. Yeah, of course. You're standing at the top of this big snow-covered mountain and it's nearly vertical and, you know, you're going faster than you've ever been before. Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the key skills of skiing at that speed is to be able to take that fear and lock it into the back of the mind. So, yeah, definitely.
Unbelievable. When you were 9 and you lost your leg, was it sport that got you through? How did you find your way through? It's a tough thing for a 9-year-old.
Definitely tough for a 9-year-old, but, you know, I think the adaptability of being that age is a real positive. But certainly, I mean, skiing had a big part of it for me because it was one of the first questions I asked when they said, we're going to have to cut your leg off. I'm like, well, will I still be able to go skiing? And it was a long time ago. So my parents brought me a VHS videotape a couple of weeks later of a guy on one leg skiing. And all through the worst times of cancer, that would be what I would kind of imagine myself doing. And having that dream, I think, had an immensely positive impact on the outcome of the treatment and, of course, life since then.
And you've had more bouts with cancer since then. It must be so...
Yeah, I drew the short straw on this one.
So, because wouldn't you think, okay, rightio, right, I've lost my leg, I've now got this
stuff,
and I've got this. It's extraordinary what you've been through.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, a part of my life. And after 3 different cancers with 3 different locations, yeah, it's kind of, you know, one of the motivations for this comeback to skiing after being out of the Paralympic Games for 20 years. I raced my last one in 2006, is definitely the fact that after 3 cancers, it's probably more when rather than if for the 4th one. Right. And really just wanting to squeeze the marrow out of life and do things that are fun and make the most of the time that I have.
How tough is it to come back after 20 years out of competitive work like this?
I mean, it's tough on lots of levels. You know, I'm pretty fortunate that, you know, I had a long competitive career. You know, skiing in many ways for me is like walking. You strap it on and it just kind of happens without too much thinking. It's a great sport because there's an athletic component, definitely. And at 52 years old, I'm not the same athlete that I was 20 years ago. But there's also that kind of gravity is driving you rather than your muscles in your body. So it is the sort of thing that you can do to a high level to at an older age. So there's definitely physical things like, you know, my leg's been sore for months, just getting back into the gym, developing strength again. And then, you know, and then, of course, particularly at 52 years old, there's other things to consider in terms of my business and my family and how that all works. I'm pretty fortunate that, you know, with 19 and 17-year-old kids, I can bribe them with a trip to Italy,
yes,
and they're pretty happy. But, you know, my wife running our business while I'm away, these sorts of things are all just a part of that juggle.
Well, Michael, we just wish you all the best. And you're doing it for us. We're just so proud of you, mate.
You know, I'm doing it for lots of reasons. I'm doing it, you know, I've got to admit that as an athlete, there's always selfish components there. And that's, as an athlete, in some ways, a positive part of things. But, you know, thank you very much for the chat and for following my journey.
There it is.
Absolutely, Michael. All the best to you.
All you're going to do is just go downhill really quick.
That's all you have to do, Michael.
Yeah. Just point it down the hill. Don't think.
And close your eyes.
Maybe not quite.
No. Michael Milton, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
We'll be following you, Michael. Thank you.
Follow, Michael's journey.